What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings here on Anfield Agenda. After Liverpool and Arsenal have drawn 2-2 at the Emirates, a result that keeps the 4-point gap between us and them, but also unfortunately means Manchester City now currently sit on top of the Premier League table by 1 point. What I'm going to do in this video is go through and give the referee, the players and the manager all a score out of 10, asking you guys, of course, to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like in the video if you enjoy it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As you know or may not know at this point as well, in our match reaction we also give you guys the chance to submit your player rating. So what you're going to see in this video is the big square in the middle. That's where you're going to see my player rating, and up in the top right hand corner that is the Anfield Agenda audience player rating. So remember that as we go through, and if you'd like to contribute going forward, keep an eye out on Wednesday for a match reaction against Brighton, where we will have the opportunity for you to click on and submit your ratings. Thank you as well to our sponsors, Manscaped. A reminder, you can get yourself 20% off and free shipping store-wide at manscaped.com. Simply use the code on the screen, Anfield20 at checkout, or scan that QR code to get yourself 20% off and free shipping. Right, let's get straight into it. And I said during the week that I didn't want to be talking about the referee when we talk about the result of this game, and I'm absolutely delighted to say I don't have any reason to moan about Anthony Taylor or any of the refereeing today. I thought that he handled the game well. I'm not going to say I agreed with every single decision, but I absolutely believe he didn't impact the game in a negative way for either side. So for me, I'm going to say well done, Anthony Taylor, today, and give him a refereeing score of 8 out of 10. Next up, Caoimhín Kelleher. So one person in our comments, or maybe a couple of people, were saying, why is he always going long when he's clearing it? I imagine it's under instruction from the manager. But look, Caoimhín once again today, I think, did a fine job. Couldn't really do much about the two Arsenal goals. The first one in particular by Saka, once he cut back inside like that, he's 5-6 yards out and he rifles the ball into the roof of the net. The second goal as well was a good header from an Arsenal set piece that, well, we probably shouldn't have conceded the set piece, I mean. So, again, today with Kelleher, no real concerns there. I'm going to give him a score of 7, and you guys a little bit lower with a score of 6.6. Now, Mr. Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, sometimes in these type of games, a big player doesn't show up, or two big players don't show up, but they get left on by the manager, and you wonder at times why it is that they're left on. Then you see the moment for our equalising goal where Trent plays the ball into the channel to Darwin. Darwin then wins it, cuts back inside, reverses it to SALAH, and SALAH scores, and you're thinking, oh, that's why. All of that aside though, he did not have a good game today. He'll know it, you know it, I know it. He was part of the build-up that got us the goal, but that aside, I just don't think he played very well today. I don't know if the contract situation's playing on his mind, but I do know he needs to stop talking about wanting to go and win Ballon d'Ors and start to put in performances that show that he's capable of winning Ballon d'Or. So I hope that we can put this distraction behind us and get Trent tied down. But today, I'm going to be entirely honest and give him a score of 5 out of 10. You guys have gone a little bit higher, gone for a 5.8. And again, I'm not doing these scores to be dramatic or anything. I really just do think he wasn't very good today. And that's okay. He'll have better days. We won't be saying that though about the next gentleman, Ibrahima Kanade, who was deservedly your Anfield Agenda man of the match and was again just impeccable, imperious, fantastic, top notch, and any other words that you want to put in. I love the partnership with him and Virgil, and I think it needs to start being spoken about in the same way as a Gabriel and a Saliba or any other top partnership. He was brilliant today, and I think fully deserving of a score of 9 out of 10 for me. You guys have gone for an 8.1, maybe feeling that we conceded 2 goals, so it needs to be dropped down a bit. But I really was impressed today again with the big man. And another one that I've been impressed with, of course, was our captain, Virgil van Dijk. Got himself a goal today, the equaliser. Corner came in, flicked on by Lucho, and Virgil was there to head it home. Thank you very much, Virgil van Dijk. I had him at 20-1 to score a header. Very happy, Virgil. But other than that, look, again, difficult trip away from home, and we did need to stay in the game. Arsenal went ahead 2-1, deservedly so in my opinion. And then we need to figure it out, and we did help to figure it out in the second half. Limited Arsenal in their chances, dealt with their counter-attacks. I think Virgil can be happy with his performance today. I've given him an 8. You guys have been a little bit more miserable with a 7.8. It makes me feel like maybe I'm just being too nice here at times. But you guys have gone for a 7.8. And again, I appreciate your contributions. Let us know in the comments, though, if you agree or disagree. Next up is Andy Robertson. And I wasn't impressed today. Look, got to caveat this by saying it was going to be difficult up against Saka, who was in good form, particularly in that first 45, where he was running us ragged at times. You just need to defend better in that situation. You cannot let him, 1, get to the byline like that without being able to challenge him. 2, turn back like he did. It was just, you could see it unfolding, and it just frustrated me. And you wonder, has Father Time started to catch up with Andy Robertson? Because nobody can deny his brilliance and what a servant he's been to the football club. But it does feel like these conversations now about the left back position probably going to have more credibility moving forward. I think we need to explore signing in the summer there, maybe even in the winter. So again, Robertson, being honest about the performance today, I've given him a 5. You guys have gone even lower with a 4.7. Into midfield now, and I wasn't overly convinced today by our midfield. They've been brilliant for us this season, but it just feels like we often get 2 of the 3 positions right, and then somebody struggles. Today it wasn't Gravenberch who struggled. I thought he did okay, but he wasn't able to impose himself as much in the game as maybe we have in recent times, and that's up against a very good opposition as well, so you got to take that under consideration. Again, I thought he was okay today, so I've given him a score of 7. You guys a little bit more harsh with a 6.5. Moving on now to Alexis McAllister, who just didn't look at it today. He looked like the toll and the amount of games and minutes has already started to catch up with him, and he just looked like he was exhausted on occasion today. Obviously picked up another yellow card as well, which I'm sure probably played into Arne's thinking when he did make his changes. And it is difficult when you pick up that yellow, like he did in the game before as well. So, we know how good Alexis is. We all love him to bits. But today, again, it probably wasn't his best performance for Liverpool. I've given him a score of 6, and you guys, simpatico, exactly the same. 6 for you guys as well. Next to Curtis Jones. I thought Curtis did well today. Again, I feel like he will come in for a lot of unnecessary stick. Sometimes he deserves it. But today, I thought if we were looking for a midfielder and ranking it, Gravenberch, Jones, then Maka for me today. So I could understand the decision to take off Alexis McAllister and bring on Dominic Szoboszlai, but I think Jones deservedly started today, and I think he can probably feel happy enough with his performance as well. So I've given him a score of 7. You guys, though, a little bit lower with a 6.1. I thought he was quite decent today, to be honest. Next up, Luis Diaz. I warned about these cheap fouls he was giving away. Twice in that first half, before the third foul, he lent in to Timber. Not to Timber, excuse me. He's learnt into Partey. And he doesn't need to, because Partey is going to be absolutely bricking it if Luis Diaz is running at him. He just doesn't have the mobility to be able to track and keep up with Diaz. So the fact that Diaz was giving him cheap outs by leaning into him, giving him silly free kicks, it wound me up. He did, of course, get the assist for Virgil's goal, but he also gave Arsenal a bit of an assist by giving him that easy free kick that never should have been given. Not that it wasn't a free, but he never should have lent into him. That gave Arsenal the opportunity to get that set piece, and that's where the second goal came from. So for me today, I've given Diaz a 6. You guys feel I've been too generous and gone a little bit lower with a score of 5.7. Next up, Mohamed Salah. And just like we said about Trent, sometimes it is about just leaving the great players on for that moment. And there were times today where you could see Salah maybe hadn't got the pace to go one-on-one and take his man on again. But when that moment came, when Darwin unselfishly put the ball back to him and Mo was about 8-10 yards out in front of goal, not a single part of me felt like that ball was going anywhere other than straight into the back of the net. And that's why Mo was on the pitch. So well done to Mo again today. Again, I think Mo has now scored 10 goals against Arsenal, Manchester United and another club in the Premier League whose name escapes me at this moment in time. So he's still contributing, he's still doing his part, and yes, he might be somewhat reinventing himself, but you cannot say he's not impacting games. And Mohamed today got us the equaliser, so thank you for that, Mo. I've given him a 7. You guys are going a little bit higher with a 7.5. Now to Darwin Núñez. And I'm so happy for Darwin because, yes, he might not be scoring bunches of goals, but every single one of us could see out there that he was putting in the hard yards today. He was putting in the effort today, and he was making runs today, trying to free up space. I was really impressed, once again, with what I've seen from Darwin. Yes, we'd like him to add another couple of goals to his game, but that is a performance I can get behind. So well done, Darwin. Keep it going, fella. I'm sure he'll get more opportunities over the next few weeks as well. So let's hope that Darwin Núñez can keep knuckling down and continue to put in good, credible performances like that. I've given him a score of 8. You guys, almost there. You guys think he also had a good game, and you've gone for a 7.5. If you agree or disagree with that, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. Now we move on to Dominik Szoboszlai. You could see what we were missing today. Sometimes with a player, it takes him maybe not being there. And I'm not trying to say that Dom doesn't have issues that he needs to work on, but the press is so important. The graft, the work rate is so important. And when he came on, that's what he added. That, a little bit of quality, of course. And again, give Arsenal something else to think about. So I thought it was the right change when he was brought on. I thought maybe it could have happened a little bit earlier. But all in all, I thought that we looked better after he came on the pitch, as we were looking to wrestle back this game from Arsenal. So Dom, I've given a score of 8 from his cameo from the bench. You guys, though, have gone for a 6.7. So, Costas, it is going to be a real decision now for the manager what he does at left back. I'm still not convinced Costas is going to be good enough moving forward, but that gap now between him and Robbo is shrinking, because Robbo's declining a little bit, and Costas, well, he's taking those opportunities when he's getting them. I thought he did well when he came on today. I thought he looked better than Robbo did. So that being said, I've gone for a 7, and you guys not too far behind with a 6.7. Now, Cody Gakpo. I think today we'd seen why Arne Slot, against certain opposition, was going for Gakpo over Diaz. I love Diaz. I'm really annoyed that his fellow countrymen and some other people even in our chat were moaning at Arne Slot, trying to blame somehow Liverpool going behind today on him not being playing in the last couple of games. Or no, sorry, to say when we went behind and he was on the pitch and we hadn't scored in 10 minutes of the second half, some people were like, see, it wasn't nothing to do with Diaz. See, Gakpo's come on, what has he done? Well, he had a better game, in my opinion, when he came off the bench. So I think the position's there to be fought for, and may the best man win. I think we as Liverpool fans should be happy that we've got two good options there on the left. And Cody, well, you would think he's probably going to play the game midweek in the League Cup, and then let's see what happens against Brighton at the weekend. So, off the bench, I've given him a score of 7, and you guys have gone for a slightly lower 6.3. Wataru Endo, and this was a perfect type of game to bring on Wataru to help see it out. Arsenal were getting a bit desperate at the end as we got an equaliser, and Arsenal were trying to find a way to try and rob the 3 points at the end, and we dealt with it well. Wataru Endo will have moments this season, and when he comes onto the pitch, we know we're going to get 100% effort from him. Today I've given him a 6 from his cameo from the bench, and you guys slight higher, 6.1. And lastly, our manager, who again still doesn't get the respect that I think he deserves from some parts of the media. It is now time to start speaking about Arne Slot and Liverpool up there with Manchester City and Arsenal, because we deserve to be. It was a difficult game for him today. Do I think he was perfect? No, but I do think he worked it out as the game went on, and it will be a great and valuable learning experience for him in the Premier League. A good away result at Arsenal, a 2-2 draw, sets us up nicely for the games to come. So I think we can be happy with Arne today and his decision making. I've given him a score of 7, and you guys just a little bit higher with a 7.2. So that is it, my friends, with the player ratings. Don't forget to let us know your thoughts, and keep an eye out for a brand new show, myself and Lee Gunner, launching after the November international break. We're going to be doing the Red Mist podcast, where you guys will be able to join us twice a week for live shows. One show will be just me and Lee, one show will be me and Lee with a guest, and it will be on the old Top of the League channel, which is now repurposed onto the Red Mist podcast. So we hope to see you there soon. Much love, my friends. Enjoy your weekend. We might not still be top of the league, but we are right there fighting for this league title, and long may it continue. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.